What's up everybody, BioBen here, doing another drive vlog thingy. Heading back home after a weekend with some family. So, got some time here, 5-hour drive, so I thought I would talk to myself for a while. Really, I'm talking to you, but for me, I'm talking to myself. Hopefully, audio's good. Haven't tested it on the freeway here, but it was too dark to do it before this, so yeah, we'll go with it. If you can't hear this, you'll never see this. So if you're seeing it, GoPro, good job. So I've been thinking a lot about a few things that I wanted to talk to people about. I wish there was a way we could have, you know, conversations via YouTube. Obviously, you can write in the comments. I love when people leave comments. That's a great way to communicate. Or you can jump on the Discord. Links in the description down there. But I wanted to talk about kind of like YouTube etiquette and just internet etiquette in general. So speaking of comments, I love getting comments. Comments are awesome. But sometimes people just leave nasty, terrible comments. Like things you would never say to somebody's face. They'll just say it straight up on the internet, and I don't quite understand it. I mean, I get it. Everybody's got to be edgelord, or you know, the fine line between comedy and insult is you know, very fine. But yeah, just some things, like you get just these terrible comments like, you know, this video is crap, the music sucks, you know, but just the nastiest things you could say. I've been doing YouTube for about 1.5 years now, probably over 1.5 years. I don't have any sort of background in like video production, things like this. I mean, professionally, I speak professionally, taught, and I give presentations and report data and things like this, but no real kind of like formal training in video production or things like this. So every time I make a video, it's basically an experiment, right? Like I'm learning, and through that process, you realize how much more difficult it is than you think it is, right? It's really easy to go up on YouTube and find somebody's, you know, poorly produced video and say, this is crap, you suck, you're terrible, you know, go kill yourself, whatever. Like, I don't understand that. We shouldn't be doing that as a society. If you don't like something for a specific reason, it's helpful to let people know that. Like, I've gotten great comments that actually have criticism in them. Best case that points that out is the Dakar 18 game review that I did. First time ever doing a game review. Don't have the best equipment, right? And I was pretty new with the new editor I was using. So I ended up putting music into that review, and the music was too loud in that. That's something that if you have feedback, I got like comments where it's like, hey, this is really cool, this is really good, it's your first review, that's awesome. I would say that the music is too loud or overpowering. That's really helpful. When people say, oh, you don't know how to pronounce Dakar, in not providing proper pronunciation for us, you know, Dakar, whatever, you know, people pronounce places different, Germany, Deutschland. Anyways, you know, saying that, or, you know, it's shitty with the music, you should just, you know, not even do it, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand that. Especially when these people that are commenting don't have any content of their own up. Who knows, maybe they are creators. But I tend to think that actual creators tend to be a little more constructive in their criticism, like the first person who says, hey, you know, good job, you did really good in these things, you could improve in these things. That's like a more helpful comment. Whenever I watch a YouTube video, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, just because I like to see what people are doing, and you know, what's popular, things like that. whenever you watch a YouTube video, I like to leave a comment, because there's nothing worse than putting a video up and getting no feedback on it. You could have, you know, whatever, 200 views and not get any comments, and that kind of feels like nobody's out there watching. It's really nice to know that somebody real is out there watching. So if you're watching YouTube videos, just leave a comment, even if it's something simple as "I like this" or "good job," you know, anything, or, you know, "I enjoy your content," or whatever. You know, hitting the like button's great, but leaving a comment is even better, because then I know who you are. That's the other thing. If you watch somebody's content on YouTube, we don't really know who you are unless you leave a comment. And then there's kind of this feeling that maybe you know somebody better than you do. I've obviously never met almost all of you. The only person I've met from YouTube is Yuri in person. And a lot of you I haven't ever interacted with. I'd like to interact with you. Jump on the Discord, man. Come talk. But we tend to get very familiar with these people that we watch in YouTube and treat them like longtime friends when really we've never interacted. So when you interact with people, you know, it's cool to be sarcastic and things like that, but sarcasm doesn't go well on the internet. So I don't know, I got some comments like on my what was it, 24 Hours of Le Mans kind of little promo trailer that I cut just for fun. Somebody going, "Oh, I hope you crash." I'm assuming that was humor. If not, I don't understand what the, you know, why you gotta be so mean, man. So yeah, I think in general, if you haven't been commenting or chatting with somebody for a long time, it's good to start positive. And then once you build a relationship, then you can move over to sarcasm if people know you. Like me and Connor Speed 6, right? Connor Speed 6, good Forza Horizon 4 YouTuber. I talk with him a lot. We chat all the time. After developing that relationship, I'll go into the comments and leave a snarky comment for him, you know, make fun of him for being a pleb console gamer. But really, right, that's sarcasm. That's not true malice or anything. That's me being, you know, a snarky little jerk. And he does the same thing to me, right? Like, we're friends and we've interacted together, so we know each other's humor style. If he was like doing a real serious video, obviously you wouldn't do that, right? Like, because you know the person. So my main thing with YouTube is I like to be positive. So when I watch a video, I always leave a positive comment. If there's something wrong, like I notice a lot of times people upload things and they have the wrong title in there or something. People make mistakes. Point that out. Another thing is a lot of times, because of this kind of internet negativity culture, I'll leave a sincere comment. I'll be like, yeah, you know, nothing better than cruising in Forza Horizon 4 with the wheel. It's awesome. And somebody might think I'm being sarcastic or something like that. No, I'm being serious. I like that. You know, that stuff's fun. I never leave sarcastic or mean comments, especially to people I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you misname a track, right, I'll correct you. I make mistakes all the time. I have typos or things like that. But yeah, I think the way we interact with each other needs to change on the internet. We're like the forefront of the internet generation, right? Like, I grew up with internet, not having internet access as a kid, and that's changed. You know, I had 56K. I remember the first time I got it. I remember playing EverQuest, you know, one of the quintessential MMORPGs, and as a kid, I didn't really know how to interact with people, and that taught me something. But also, you know, another thing is when you're a kid, you don't quite understand things the same way, so you tend to speak differently. I get that. I know what it's like to be young and not have as much experience, but you can start right now. When you say something on the internet, right, one, it's probably going to stay there forever. So don't say crap that you're going to regret. I know that's hard to remember. Two, think about if that person was right in front of you, would you say that straight to their face? And would they smack you if you said that straight to their face? If so, it's probably not something you need to be saying, or that, you know, they really deserve. You know, and three, think about how you would like to be treated, and then treat them that way. That's kind of like an old school rule, right? Like, but we got to remember that there are humans behind these things. There's a lot of talk about, you know, mental health issues, and a lot of creators, you know, obviously bigger than me, who do this professionally, far more talented, you know, struggle with criticism over their work. I struggle with criticism in my work. It sucks. You don't want to make something and then have people be jerks about it. But I don't know. I have a bit of a thicker skin, I guess, than some people. I mean, what shit? I have a PhD. I've, you know, published. I'm a published author, professional author. Somebody telling me that the music in my YouTube videos sucks doesn't really hurt. It hurts, right? Like, but it's not gonna crush me. I'll be all right. But you know, it sucks. You don't want to wake up and be cruising through comments and see that kind of stuff. So I guess, you know, if you have something constructive to say it. But don't be reactionary, you know, don't be the shock culture kind of people. One of the things I want to do, actually, and I'm gonna do, I meant to, I just didn't have enough time this week, is I'm gonna put out weekly a comment show where, one, I'll answer your comments, and two, I'll highlight really nice comments, because there's some really nice comments that people leave that really actually, like, it can make your day. You work really hard on something like, say, a wheel settings video where I go through and, you know, lay out, you know, what I think the settings should be and how they work and why and blah, blah, blah. If somebody says, hey, this really helped me, the game feels great, that's awesome. There's no better feeling than that. I really like that. So I want to showcase those positive comments. And one of the things I try and work on constantly is to not engage with the negative people. If you create on YouTube and you get negative comments, don't engage with them. It's really easy to. They might be trolls or whatever, or they might just be jerks, but they're gonna double down on their meanness in most cases. Sometimes people leave like really crappy comments and you'll say, oh yeah, sorry, you know, I don't have much experience doing this. Like, oh crap, I didn't expect anybody to comment back. Like, well, what? You're leaving a comment for nobody to read it? Keep that in your head, right? Like, don't even say it then. But yeah, there's real people on the other end. I know some YouTube channels are very like corporate or companies or whatever, but even there's real people. You know, your achievement hunters, your Rooster Teeth stuff, right? Like, they're people that make content, and there's a whole behind the scenes group. So you might feel like the insult is distributed, but there's still somebody at the end of the day that made that piece of work, and you're insulting them if you leave a negative comment. So yeah, I try not to engage, because then they tend to just double down, and you give too much attention to the negativity, you could be focusing that attention on the positive comments. So instead, I'm going to try to read a whole host of positive comments. I'll put the comments up, your names, things like that. So if you have questions you want to ask, send them in there. You know, just if you have something nice to say, I'll highlight that, you know. So yeah, that's one thing I want to do and have plans to do. I've actually pulled out a whole bunch of comments for my first week of that. So I'd be interested in seeing what you guys have to think about that. I'm gonna be trying to do that weekly. We'll see how much time it takes. Hopefully it'll just be me talking, but I might, you know, edit in some things, so it might take a little bit the first couple of weeks, but hopefully I can get a nice formula down where I can do that pretty quick and actually engage with you guys. Like I said, leave comments on anything you watch. People love to read comments, and people do read comments. I've read every single comment I've ever gotten and responded to all of them. Sometimes you gotta understand how YouTube works. Sometimes people will like reply to the first comment in a comment chain. That doesn't actually show up for the creator. It goes to the person who left the comment. So like I don't always see those just by the way the YouTube studio works. But if you leave a bespoke comment and it goes in there properly, I see them all and I will respond to them all. Another thing with YouTube etiquette too is when you talk to creators and stuff like that, treat them like people, not resources that are there to be used. A lot of people I've seen like to promote themselves, right? Obviously we want to promote ourselves and to let people know about our great creations, but when you're first interacting with someone, that's not the time to do it. The best way to promote yourself is to develop relationships with people. This comes back to leaving comments, right? If you leave a comment that's very insightful, I'm probably gonna go look at your channel. If you just say, cool, or don't say anything at all, or say, go check out my video, I'm probably not gonna go check out your video, because that means you have zero interest in interacting with me. You're just trying to use me. There's another thing, right? Don't use people. Don't just go into somebody's Discord and start blasting your video links or whatever. Have a discussion, talk to people. I know we're busy, like I'm busy. I'm in a bunch of Discords and I don't always get a chance to like keep up with them, but I'll chime in when I see something, or you know, send some pictures of what I'm doing in my life or things like this. When you join a Discord, say hello, introduce yourself. That's the best way to start developing those relationships. And once you do that, you're probably going to make some friends, and friends tend to watch friends' YouTube videos. So you'll start building your audience and getting good feedback. If all you do is jump in and nobody knows who you are, and you just start slamming out links to videos, then nobody's going to watch it, right? Like that's just human nature. You might check it out, but you're not going to be invested in it anyway. So, yeah. When you approach YouTubers, if you want to collaborate, again, don't just out of the blue say, hey, I want to collaborate. It's like, I don't know who the heck you are. I've never watched your stuff, right? Like, so I've got a few of those where people have emailed me and been like, hey, you want to do a collaboration? I'm like, sorry, I don't know who you are, one, and two, you know, that's not quite the content I make. And they're like, oh, whatever, you know, when you want to do some cool, email me. Okay, like, you just, you know, turn me off to it. Collaboration can work, but it takes time, right? And a lot of adults don't have time. So when you see a YouTuber, if you see a big number next to the subscribers, don't resist the urge to go, oh, I want to do something with you. That's cool, you know, that's flattering, but I don't know who you are. Let's develop a relationship first. Come talk to me on Discord, you know, let's talk about what we do, and then yeah, you know, like the channel subscribers doesn't matter to me. I'll collaborate with anybody if there's something interesting to be done there. If I'm not interested, I'll politely say, sorry, I'm not really interested. But yeah, just don't cold call big YouTubers. Not that I'm a big YouTuber, but you know, and be like, hey, you know, promote me, or hey, let's do this, because I can see through that, right? Like if all you're doing is trying to just use, is that a new? No, that's an old Corvette car transport there. I thought it was a new if all you're doing is trying to promote yourself and you're using me, I can see that, right? Like, I actively try not to do that. If I join a Discord, I don't advertise on it unless I speak on it. That's like a general kind of rule that I think people should follow as well. It's just common courtesy. Develop the relationships, become friends, and then you can be more bold with what you're doing and things like this. Sure, share your creations. That's fine, but partake in conversation and things like this as well. Interact with human beings is kind of the thing. So yeah, that's just a quick thought I had on kind of us trying to change YouTube etiquette and just internet etiquette in general. Be kind to people. Don't be a jerk. It really pays off in the end, and you can develop really lifelong friendships and strong friendships with people that are interested in what you're interested in. If you just come in and it's fuck the world and screw all you, I'm cool, blah blah blah, you're probably not going to do too well. And this is something I've learned. I've made these mistakes. All throughout my life, I've made mistakes interacting with human beings. You learn through mistakes. So if you've done that in the past, I'm just letting you know, doesn't work. Being kind to people works much better. And sometimes it feels corny, but it's how humans grow and develop. So yeah, that's just a thought I had. Probably do a couple more of these here, talking about some different topics. But if you like this stuff, again, leave a comment, hit the like button, let me know, and I'll try to kind of post more opinion pieces. I want to do like kind of an opinion a week. Got lots of things to say, and if people want to listen to them, I'm glad to put them out there. So yeah, anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you next time. Bye for now.